So I haven't made a video in a while. Things got a little complicated. My wife had a colloid cyst and had to have emergency brain surgery. So everything's starting to get back to normal now. Working a lot, but I'm way behind on the truck. Which, I mean, with the scenario, I'm not even worried about, I wasn't even worried about the truck. I was more worried about my wife. But now things are getting back to normal, so I'm getting back on the truck. And I got a video that I filmed right before the incident about torque converter spacing. And torque converter spacing, sometimes when you hook these older transmissions up, you'll have a gap in between when the torque converter is pushed all the way back on the snout in the front of the transmission. You'll have a gap in between the torque converter and the flywheel, and a lot of people get hesitant, and I see people asking on Facebook all the time about if it's alright to just bolt it up and pull it out of the snout and make it to the flywheel. Well, it is acceptable and you can do that, but you can't pull it out of that snout more than 3/16 of an inch. So if, say you got 5/8 of an inch in between the flywheel and the torque converter, you're going to need to close that gap up to the minimum of 3/16. So by doing that, you shim it with washers. So if I had 5/8, I would need to put a quarter to get it down to 3/16. I would have to put, let's see, pretty much another 3/16 of an inch of shims in there. So I would need 3/16 worth of washers. And you need not fender washers, you need normal washers. Plain Jane nut and bolt washers. So what you do is you got to fish that washer up in between there and run the washer through and then pull it in and pinch the washer in between it. You still want to Loctite it, torque it to spec, but the way that you measure in between the torque converter and the flywheel is with drill bits. So a 3/16 drill bit all the way to shank is going to be 3/16 of an inch. So by putting shims in there, you can hold one of them washers up in there and then slide your 3/16 drill bit in between the washer and the torque converter, and if it just barely slides in there, then you're good. You can tighten her down, torque it, you're good to go. If you put a washer in there and you put that 3/16 of an inch drill bit up in there and it's still wobble, you can wobble that drill bit around, it's not enough. Add another washer. So this video, I'm going to show you how to shim it step by step. I just did it, and then yeah, hopefully it helps somebody out, and you can learn something from this video. If you already know how to do this, then why are you watching the video? Unless you just like me. But yeah, check out the video, and I got another one coming up that I'm working on now. It's putting this this Auburn posi unit in the 10 bolt. I got it in, I got it figured out, and I got to take it apart one more time, press the new pinion bearing on, and then I'm good to go. So that'll be up in a couple days. You guys can check that out if you're interested. Alrighty, thanks y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video, or you learned something, or give me a thumbs down even. If you don't like this video, give me a thumbs up if you do. Alright, enjoy. Alright guys, so this is a question that gets asked a lot about torque converter and flywheel spacing. Like how much space you should have in between your torque converter and flywheel. So I'm going to cover that with you right now with a 3/16 drill bit and a couple washers. So I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, so you can see the spacing in between the torque converter and the flywheel right here. Alright, so sometimes when you like mate older Chevrolet GM transmissions up to these LS motors, you won't get a perfect, you'll have a gap here when your torque converter is pushed all the way back. I've already started to put one bolt in and clocked it, so it's not going to be pushed back all the way. But this is a 3/16 drill bit, so you just slide the shank side up in there, and that's the spacing we're looking for. That's your maximum gap, is 3/16 that you can pull this out of the transmission pump. So I was about an 1/8 inch over. So what I did, this is the trick. Washer. Put the washer in there, which is a little tricky, and then you just snug it down, and the washer goes in between the flywheel and the torque converter. So I'll get that done and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so you can see that I got the washer in there now, and it's tightened down. So with the washer we were able to make up for the extra 1/8 of an inch, because if I would have pulled this all the way out like I had it in there for mock-up, then it would have burned up the front pump on this transmission, on this 4L60. So I knew when I put it in that it was wrong, and that's why I didn't Loctite the bolts first time I put it together. I should have taken the extra time, but I didn't have no drill bits when I put it together the first time. So now it's done, and this is another little trick to tighten. I got this wrench on this bolt, and then over here in between the oil pan and the flywheel I got a wrench on this bolt. So you can hold this one and you can crank this one, and it helps you tighten them, because they'll both want to turn to the right when you're trying to stop the torque converter from spinning. With this wrench, it just makes them even tighter. Make sure you guys put some blue Loctite on these bolts. So if your shims require more than 2 washers, I would highly recommend getting longer bolts, because the stock ones aren't nearly long enough for more than 2 washers. 2 washers you can probably get away with. 3 washers, I wouldn't send it. But alright y'all, so I'm gonna get this back together and get the starter back on it, and do the shift linkage and fill it full of transmission fluid. So alright y'all, like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Peace out. One more thing, I got the rear wheels and tires for this thing, so I'll show them to you guys and you can check them out. I'm pretty pumped about it. Done tested them on the rear end and the bed, and they're gonna fit nice. So check these out. My father-in-law gave me these welds. These bad boys are mint. Drag light tires, Mickey Thompson Street. Mickey Thompson ET Streets. That's right. They got, I mean, they're used, but they got plenty of life left in them. Them things are gonna look beastie on the back of here. They're only, you know, what are they? 26 1050 15s. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys those. I'm pretty pumped about them. Can't wait to get this rear end finished up so I can get them on there. But you can see what's going on in here. Got that all burn. So that's the third posi unit I've had to buy for this thing. Because the first two that I bought were junk. And I didn't realize it. Well, the first one was junk. Didn't realize it till I already had it in and finished. One of the spider gears was stripped out on the splines. And then the second one I bought was a Series 2 carrier. And it didn't end up working out for me because I'm running 373 gears. And Series 2, you can only run 241s or 256s. Or what? I mean, there might be an oddball in between those. I don't know. And that just wasn't going to cut it on this thing. I have to have it at least the 373s. I have it set at 308s, but I'm not going to waste my time with all that. I'm going to put the 373s in and start from there. If I don't like them, I can always go back to 308s, or I can go up to 390, or I can go up to a 410, you know. So, but I ended up selling it on eBay, and when I sold it, that's when I bought this one. So it's about done. I'll have that video up in 2 or 3 days. Y'all can check it out. Alrighty. Take it easy, y'all. Don't be working too hard. Make sure you give your old lady some attention so you could get some garage time. Take it easy, y'all.